Hi, it's Kohaku. We're gonna be playing some more Midnight Witch. I really enjoyed this game yesterday. Like, stupidly enjoyed this game. I, didn't think I'd enjoy it as much, but, lo and behold, here we are. And we are going to listen to the opening, as I have done for the past 2 hours. It's so fucking good. Like, no opening to an indie game that's free on Steam has ever been this good. Like, ever. Da 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 na na na. Da 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 na. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. So last time we played, we were taking a class. We had a new professor. She turned out to be a witch who was killing all the students. And then we killed the witch, and then I heard her voice in my head. And now she says, "I'm waiting." My waifu is waiting. Oh no, did we reverse time? Oh god, here we go again. Round 2. Wait, do I still have my saves? I do! Oh, okay. Hey, Kohaku, move! Huh? My neurons are very slowly kicking in, like a rusty machine getting greased by motor oil. That's really loud. I need to turn it down in my headphones. Is it different music to before? I can't remember. A moment ago, everything was frozen? Whoa. Evelyn! I look around frantically. I'm standing right in front of the entrance to the main building of the university, my back warmed by the morning sun. Yo, Kohaku, what's wrong? Behind me, Dan looks at me sarcastically. Dan, my boy! Dan! Dan is alive! Dan! I rush over to him and hug him with all my strength. Hey, what are you doing? Tears blur my vision, but Dan's heartbeat confirms he's alive. And he probably thinks I'm the biggest fucking weirdo. Dan, you are... Please tell me it's your phone I'm feeling right now. Oh boy! I can't help but laugh nervously. It's definitely Dan, with his favourite lousy jokes. No offense, bro, but hey, are you crying? Dan pushes me away slightly. He looks at me with wide eyes like he's seen me for the first time. Kohaku, what's wrong? Did Emma dump you or something? Without even wiping away my tears, I continue to stare at him with a dumbfounded look. You're alive! Dan doesn't even try to hide his perplexity. You drunk or something? Yes. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. You idiot. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The frozen scene reappears before my eyes for a moment, all too real and terrifying. Evelyn, have you seen Evelyn? She should be... Dan shakes me by the shoulders. Yo, Kohaku, wake up. I don't know what kind of nightmare you're having at night, but it's time to wake up. No. I want to stay asleep. Does he really have no memory of what happened? Evelyn's voice, carried by the wind, immediately comes back to my mind. Does this conclusion really work for you? Dan, Evelyn is alive, I'm sure of it. We must... Evelyn? Who's that? I turned to the newcomer, a very familiar voice. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's my cheating girlfriend. I can't believe my eyes. Emma is standing right there, fists on hips, an irritated look on her face. A look of... life. You're in trouble, man. Dan is this close to bursting out laughing, delighted with his teenage movie quid pro quo. I jostle Dan and swoop down on Emma with the speed of a raptor. My arms wrap around her and lift her off the ground. Bitch, do you remember she cheated on you? Are we forgetting this? Are we forgetting that fact? She cheated on you, bro. Like, full on. Eh? What do you... After the horror of her death, after being a helpless witness to her agony, Emma is alive. I begin to cry my eyes out without loosening my embrace. Emma. Emma's face turns bright red. Oh, that's kind of a cute sprite. Kohaku, put me down. We're not alone. I really thought that. Kohaku, please. People are looking. Let them look. I end up lowering her back down onto the ground. Emma, still crimson, lightly slaps my chest. Don't do that in front of everyone. When we're alone, though. I take Emma by the hand to lead her away a bit. I just remembered. I forgot to post I was live. Here we are. We are live. I pressed one too many times. Hehe. Sorry if my eyes are closed a lot. It's really bright in my room. I'm like squinting here. I have to tell her. That I know the truth. Emma follows me without resistance. Kohaku, what are you... Undaunted, I lead Emma towards the trees to give her some privacy. Dan looks at me with a grinning face. He thinks we're going to the trees to do something else, you dirty boy. He's such an idiot. A hero, though. Emma. I hold her by the shoulders as if to convince myself she's really alive. Emma, meanwhile, is still looking at me with a worried look on her face. Kohaku, what's wrong with you? Is everything okay? I look down for a moment. She doesn't seem to remember anything either, like Dan. Emma, you don't remember Evelyn? Her gaze grows suspicious. Her again? Who's this girl? Oh, bitch, please. Like you're the cleanest person in the book. Jeez. I sigh in annoyance. Why doesn't anyone remember anything? Maybe it's better to put Evelyn aside for the moment. And bring up the other subject. Oh yeah, that she's a cheating bitch. Don't tell me she's a girl from the swim team who's been hitting on you. No doubt about it, Emma has no memory of recent events. If I find out that you're... Emma! I interrupt her abruptly. No time to beat around the bush. I know everything. What are you talking about? The expression of astonishment Emma displays seems sincere. She definitely doesn't expect me to know. Emma, I know about you and... A veil of panic quickly passes over her face. She's beginning to understand. Or rather, she's very afraid to understand. I stop talking in cryptic messages. Oh. Stop talking in cryptic messages, Kohaku. Her annoyed tone betrays the panic that is beginning to overwhelm her. I can't pretend not to know. Emma, I know about you and David. Emma's shell finally cracks. Her lips begin to tremble, and after a few seconds of futile resistance, she bursts into tears. Kohaku, I'm so sorry. Forgive me, I still make no sound. It was last year. We'd been dating for a few months and we just had a fight about Anna. I remember it well. Our first real couple's quarrel. She suspected I was cheating on her with Anna. Who's Anna? Who Anna? One of the many girls on a swim team. The infamous swim team. A simple friend. I feel a twinge of guilt. It's true that I was hanging out with Anna a bit at the time. Nothing ever happened between us, of course. But I knew Emma didn't like that closeness between Anna and me. You refused to cut ties with her and I really thought you were cheating on me. Many sobs punctuate her speech and I feel my resolve shift. Anna, she was just a friend, but still, I should probably have. And David kept trying to convince me. I kept refusing his advances, but when you went to the movies with Anna and left me all alone at the party, painful memories come back to me. I did refuse to cancel that date with Anna even though Emma wanted me to go to the party with her. I didn't see the problem at the time. Anna was just a friend, and we had planned to go watch this movie together for a long, long time. But still, I shouldn't have. Emma asked me not to. At what point did I really consider Emma my top priority? This change probably happened gradually over time, when I began to care more about Emma's happiness than my own. I look away in shame, feeling like it's been so long ago when it was just last year. I realize how much our relationship has matured in just a year. I realize how naive and selfish I was at first. David kept trying. He promised me that he had broken up with Jessica, that with me it would be so different. I had been drinking and I was so mad at you. We did at that party. And when Jessica walked in on us, I never felt so disgusted with myself, of what I'd done. Of what I'd done to you. I lower my tear-streaked face. Emma takes my hand, also in tears. Kohaku, you have to believe me. I regret it more than anything. If I could go back in time, that's the only thing I'd want to change. I'm so sorry. Yabe. Her pleading look painfully revives the memory of her death. When she stared at me with those same huge eyes filled with sadness and tears. When she thought only of my survival, even though she knew she was doomed. Until the end, she wanted to protect me. Everything we've built together since, it's so wonderful. I made the worst mistake in my life. Forgive me, for heaven's sake, I can't imagine my life without you. My voice becomes cavernous, lamed with grief and anger. Everything we built was based on a lie, because of... My thought constricts from the tears that flood into my eyes. Why did you do this to me? Oh, we're being kissed. Is this your answer to you being a bitch? Emma rushes to me and kisses me with the force of desperation. I'm overwhelmed with emotion, unable to untangle the conflicting feelings that overwhelm me. Her face remains streaked with tears. Her distress feels like a dagger in my chest. I don't know what to think, or how I'm supposed to react. Personally, I can't forgive her. But we're gonna stick these on the second page, because this is from the second part. Some would probably refuse to forgive her for sleeping with someone else, even though she died before my eyes. Even though she was worried about my survival until she died. Even though she's crying. I just can't forgive her. Emma, I can't. Emma remains silent, her head against my chest. I'm so sorry. I can't do this. She shyly lifts her head towards me. Kohaku, I definitely don't want to lose you. You should have thought about that before you slept with somebody else. You heard this little thing called trust, Emma? I told you I wasn't cheating on you with a girl from the swim team. Therefore, I was not cheating on you with a girl from the fucking swim team. Okay? It's called trust. I push her away gently, without unnecessarily virulence. Emma tries unsuccessfully to suppress the tremors in her voice. Kohaku, I love you so much. Since my mistake, you've been my only priority. You're all I've been thinking about. I jeopardized what we built together since then. I look away, my eyes blurred with tears. I've made my decision. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm the first one to admit that. But what you did to me, it wasn't a mistake. It was a betrayal. A fresh burst of tears flood Emma's cheeks. Kohaku, you need to believe me. Well, you slept with a man out of revenge because you thought I was cheating on you. That's just fucking cold. I believe in you. I believe in your regrets. Love is supposed to be stronger than anything, right? But not in this situation. Not with the pain I'm feeling. And since I sincerely hope that you never have to go through the pain I'm experiencing right now. But as far as I'm concerned, this relationship is over. Emma's face breaks down a little more. Kohaku, please, you're the only one who matters to me. I turn away from her to hide the tears beating at the corner of my eyes. I've never cheated on you, Emma. You were the only one for me. Kohaku. Emma's voice becomes a whisper as I slowly move away. She knows I won't change my mind. It's up to her to live with the consequences of her actions. To live. Classes! Evelyn! My complexion turns pale. I must protect the other students from Evelyn. Evelyn, who seems to have disappeared from everyone's mind. Maybe only the survivors have retained their memories. I can see Dan, a few dozen meters away, deep in conversation with Jessica. I must have joined him while I was with Emma. If my theory is correct, then maybe Jessica could remember something. I have no choice but to question her. But in a subtle way this time, I'm tired of sounding crazy to everyone else. As I approach, Jessica glares at me with her usual haughty look. Hi, Jessica. Hey. The tone is relatively cold, as it always is when it comes to Jessica. Dan turns back to me. Oh, you're finally done with Emma. My throat's still thick with emotion. I'm unable to answer anything. Dan stares at me with an unusually serious look on his face. So, Kohaku, did you actually... Jessica crushes her still partially lit cigarette butt on his temple. Ouch. Ah! I know you were just about to say something disgusting. Well, you know, Dan, as long as he's still breathing, he'll say dumb things. You really want to take his side? Is this some kind of stupid bro code? Speaking of code, we can always count on Dan, right? If you mean that he can be counted on to act like a disgusting pig, sure. She doesn't seem to be taking the bait. Doesn't Jessica seem a little more aggressive this time? Damn it, screw subtly. I've got to get this straight. Anyway, Dan is the reliable type. Evelyn knows it well. Jessica raises an eyebrow and turns to Dan. Evelyn? Another completely desperate girl who ended up falling into your arms? I'm completely confused. If Jessica doesn't remember, then who would? Jan massages his temple and contemplates his cigarette ash-covered fingers. This thing is all over my skin. I didn't even say anything. Wait till you see what your Evelyn does to you when she finds out who you really are. Evelyn? Isn't that the girl Kohaku keeps talking about? Jessica turns to me again, puzzled. I must remind you that you're already in a committed relationship. My eyes darken. Was. Even though I don't regret ending my relationship with Emma, it's still painful. Incredibly painful. You should be careful. Dan has a deplorable influence on the people around him. Jessica definitely doesn't remember anything. Shit. I jump when a newcomer appears next to me. Here, Dan, your coffee. Oh, it's fucking Wes. What a dick. Boo. Boo, Wes. You're the worst. Get out of here. This traitorous scum, acting like nothing happened. While he's responsible for Dan's death. While he was collaborating with Evelyn. While he condoned all the murders committed during this nightmare. My eyes turn red and I barely manage to contain my hatred. Dan's surprised look alternates between Wes and me. What is up with you, man? Did something happen between Wes and you? I shudder as I think back to his filthy betrayal. The screams of horror, the smell of blood, the death rattle, everything is still so vivid in my head. Was it really just a dream? Am I going crazy? Breathless, I massage my temples and hoping of waking up from this nightmare for good. I don't know, Dan. I feel like I had a nightmare. A terrible nightmare. Dan takes me by the shoulder in comfort. Hey, it's okay. We all get a little crazy once in a while. I look up at Jessica, who is staring at me with an indescribable look. Does she really not remember anything? Or is she just lying to me? Am I the one being manipulated by the rest of the world? I shake my head. I'm becoming like those paranoid conspiracy theorists who lock themselves in a persecution delusion. Maybe I've actually lost my mind after all. All because of Evelyn. Evelyn is the key. A very flick a minute. Jeez, I can't even English today. Evelyn is the key. Her very existence is the key. If she doesn't exist, then none of this was real. I need to find Evelyn. Sorry, Dan, it's not very clear in my head. I think I need to rest a while. You bet. Don't worry. Let's catch him and sleep in the auditorium. You'll feel a lot better. Here, want some of my coffee? Dan, did you hear about a new assistant professor? A girl, almost our age? Look, I don't see how I could have missed such a crucial piece of information, but... I interrupt Dan. What about you, Jessica? Have you heard anything about a new sociology professor? Is this your famous Evelyn? My heart leaps in my chest. How do you know? You've been repeating that name over and over for an hour, like we're all supposed to know her. I don't hide my disappointment, unless it's relief, and I sigh heavily. No, I haven't heard anything about that. If I tell him the story now, I'll almost certainly end up in some asylum by the end of the day. No one seems to remember anything. No one among the students. I have to ask the professor directly. Yes, because that's a brilliant idea. Hey, did you murder a load of people yesterday? No? Okay. Good talk. Look, just forget what I said, okay? I'm just a little, tired? Deranged? Where's the professor's room again? First floor, next to the cafeteria. I'm coming with you, okay? Now I really need to see what this Evelyn looks like. Hi, Karen, how you doing? Hello, Red Joker, how you doing? Oh, hydrate and stretch. And a baka. How's my favourite bakas today? Oh man, my drink is so good. Hello, 3PO, how you doing? Ah, that's a big stretch. Gow. The British Kohaku-Saurus is playing games. I forgot to tell everybody, but I rescued a dinosaur from work yesterday and nearly vacuumed it up. Where did I put it? I think it's downstairs. But yeah, it was cute. And I spent today when I got home from work drawing myself an outfit. I drew the cloak and the necklace and the hat. I like it. Oh yes, also, disclaimer. This game deals with heavy-ass topics. If they're not for you, maybe the game is not for you. Also, this is part 2. Spoilers ahead. I did. I adopted a dinosaur. It was a red Drometrodon. He was underneath one of the tables. He nearly became the victim of a vacuum cleaner. Hello, Ludwig. How you doing? Work's been really quiet this week because there's bus strikes and train strikes. So, there ain't no customers. Hello, George. How you doing? Ludwig is indeed the best. Yeah, this is Jessica. On the side in the middle we have Dan. And on the end we have Wes. Wes is... I don't like Wes. Jessica's a little strange this time. This is the second time we've done this day. I'm good. Are you looking forward to the Diablo stream at 7 PM? Oh, sorry, 7 PM my time. I think it's 11 PDT. I am remaining skeptical about the Diablo 4 stream later, but I spent £70 on this game and I bought 6 months of Xbox Live. I'm gonna be damned if I don't at least try Season 2. I'm gonna be pissed off if it's shit though. Very pissed off. But yes, now I have 3 days off work. Well, I think I've got 3 days off work. One of the bar managers told me I was in on Sunday. My boss told me I'm not in on Sunday. And one of the bar staff said, "Oh no, I think it's your co-worker that's in on Sunday." So I have no sodding idea. I just don't know. If the first thing they address isn't stash tabs, right? I'm uninstalling the whole fucking game. So I might be at work on Sunday. I might not be. Nobody in the building seems to fucking know. Let me just finish my smoke and... Wait, they all smoke? Bro. See you in class. Without waiting for an answer, I rushed to the main building. I need to know. Yeah, so basically, to summarize what happened in the last part is, we got a new professor. She's hot. She's also a witch. And she murdered several of my classmates. And now we've kind of rewound the day and nobody remembers a damn thing. Except for me. I ran through the corridors towards the professor's room. If I learned the slightest clue that could indicate the existence of Evelyn, then I absolutely must prevent people from going to class to avoid the coming massacre. Right, as if anyone would listen to me. People would just think I'm crazy like this morning. Like, you don't just turn up and say, oh hey, I think our new teacher's gonna murder everybody. Like, of course they're gonna think you crazy dipshit. Nah, she's just hot. She's not hot because she murdered people, but I can't deny she's got a sexy laugh, okay? Lost in my thoughts, I bump into someone coming in the opposite direction. Shit, sorry. What, Kohaku, are you crazy? Oh shit, it's the professor. Sorry, the other professor. Ah, sir. Why are you running like this, and in the wrong direction at that? Do I need to remind you that we have class in exactly 5 minutes? Guess where I'm not going, shithead? Exactly the person I needed. I do have a little crush. a big crush. Sir, I tried to catch my breath. Damn, I quit smoking last year though. Did you hire a new assistant professor? The professor raises an inquisitive eyebrow. Why'd you offer to assist me? Not to be offensive, but your academic level doesn't really destine you for a very intellectual career, if you don't mind me saying. It just so happens I do. Asshole. But have you recruited anyone recently? If you really care to know, then no, I'm still looking for a new assistant. But certainly not from your classmates. I only select bright people with several years of experience. I hate working with young graduates. They're so arrogant, as if they think they've already seen it all. It's symptomatic of today's youth, if I may say so. Not sure he needs my permission to spout his cliches. In my days, experience was respected. Seniority. It wasn't uncommon for the brightest professors to be begged by parents of students to marry their daughter, you see. Where is this going? You don't want to marry one of the students, do you? You fucking weirdo. I myself have been approached several times, and even recently, mind you, for you must understand that... I'm losing him. Apparently he hasn't found anyone for the assistant position. Yet. So that would mean Evelyn isn't here? What about Evelyn? You don't have her... Evelyn? No, her name was Vanessa. Yes, Vanessa, that's right. But she was the one who was coming on to me, rest assured. I would never have allowed myself to transgress the prevailing rules among the faculty, you see. Yes, because a hot young woman's gonna come on to an old man like you. Get real. Her parents begged me, though. They wanted so much for their daughter to marry an academic. In my days, intellectuals were still respected, unlike your debauched generation, who values appearance over... I have to go to the bathroom. Sorry. I quickly walk away towards the stairs, leaving the teacher alone with his reminiscences of the good old days. Back in my day. I guess every generation eventually convinces itself that it was the best one. No, I'm of the firm believance that my generation is shit. I don't care. I shake my head to focus on Evelyn. No one, absolutely no one, seems to know her. Isn't that a good thing? As if she doesn't actually exist. Does this mean we really are saved? No. Don't be stupid. Huh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Embracing myself for this absolute shit show that I'm going to thoroughly enjoy. I finally enter the auditorium. I can barely repress a shiver. The last time I was here, the walls were covered in blood, and the floor was littered with corpses. A certain nausea takes a hold of me at the evocation of these morbid memories. I contemplate the noisy room, only populated by carefree students ready to face a new day of insipid classes. No terror, no suffering, no death. Not yet, but there will be. Just cheerful laughter and snatches of distressingly banal discussion. I can't read. No one has heard of Evelyn. People are not quite sitting in the same place. The discussion seems different. Or not. I don't know. The only certainty is that I'm the only one who remembers Evelyn. So, would that mean she doesn't exist? It's the only rational explanation. Despite the terrifying realism of my nightmare, despite the pain I felt, it was only a figment of my imagination? Doubt. The only alternative is not very reassuring, and that would be that I've gone completely crazy. Let's hope I'm still sane. And alive by the end of this day. That would be nice too. I slowly make my way to the row in the front of Dan, who's completely slouching in his seat, as usual. I can see Emma sitting a little lower down, her face streaked with tears. Good! Fucking cry! You cheating bitch. I'm sorry, was that too harsh? The twins are trying to console her, their arms wrapped around her shoulders. Oh, so you condone cheating, bitch girlfriends? Wow. I thought better of you two. I close my eyes and sigh. I don't get any satisfaction out of seeing her cry like that, but I couldn't stay with her. I turn on my laptop in the hopes of diverting my attention from Emma. Ugh, that scared the shit out of me. Why was that so fucking loud? The door to the hall suddenly opens. My eyes are riveted to the entrance. I can barely breathe. A familiar figure crosses the threshold, a slim figure with a stern look and grey hair. Oh, it's him. Oh. It's just the usual professor. No one in front of him, no one behind him. He just enters the room, closes the door, and walks slowly towards the board. Please, class has started. The noise barely subsides. Without the presence of Evelyn, the students have no reason to interrupt. I'm close to crying with joy. No trace of Evelyn. Does this mean that I really escaped the nightmare? My lips stretch into a particularly goofy smile. If everyone is alive, then that means Evelyn doesn't exist. You're way too fucking hopeful, mate. I've seen gameplays of this game. This is at least 8 hours long. You're not telling me she appears for the first 2 and then fucks off for the final 4. To clarify, I still have not seen anything beyond where I've played. I watched someone play it up to where I was because I wanted to see their reaction to it. But that was it. So everything I do read, I am reading for the first time. That means life is great! You're way too optimistic. The next one who speaks, I'm pulling him out of class. Get out! Damn, 3 hours with him? If I knew, I shouldn't have gotten up this morning. Ads for Kohaku! Wait, how much did I make off adverts last month? That is a good question. Let's have a look. How much did I make just from advertisements? That's the purple ones. 12 attempts, 24, 7, 720, 28. About $1? About $1 in the space of a month. Damn. Yeah, adverts is not how I make my money. That implies I make money with it. Be careful, the next one who speaks. Who's the old dude talking? Yeah, a full $1. You wouldn't believe it, right? No! I want you to enjoy the content. That's the professor, you idiot. Doesn't he have black hair? 10 years ago, maybe. Wait, how long have you been in college exactly? A perfectly ordinary day, no doubt. Yep, all $1 of it. Remember this concept, it could very well end up in your midterms. I sigh heavily and type a few random words on my keyboard that don't make much sense. I just can't focus. And no internet, that's really unlucky. I rest my chin in the palm of my hand and open the chat room again with an innocent look. Lol, I found a horoscope on the internet. This thing looks like it was created 20 years ago or something. I can tell you your horoscope for 20 bucks if you want. Stuff you. Shut up. You got the link to this horoscope? Does that actually go to a website? Does that actually go to a... I don't have pen and paper. Fuck me. I want to know if that actually goes to a website. Intranet dot emw oh, so UMW. Sorry, I can't fucking read. UMW dot edu dot edu slash a lot of random fucking numbers. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna screenshot that. And I will save that for later. I am determined though this goes to a website. There we go. Now I can do this quicker. MX5 LC B5 B3 U G Z M9 B B H M H. It loading. It loading. I'm determined this actually goes to a website. I don't think it does though. Well, this site cannot be reached. It took too long to respond. So it is a thing! I definitely typed it right. Yeah, if this website ever loads, I'll let you know what's on it. There's really nothing else on the internet? Games? Lol, what did you expect? Counter-Strike or something? Ugh, no, I've got way more style than that. Jeez. At least make it Mustache or Hollow Cure, or Elder Scrolls Online. Seriously, you can get Counter-Strike on the internet? Give me the link! Need. Stuff you, but need. LAN party. A horoscope. Great! I guess I really don't have anything else to do. And a miracle could always happen. They may actually find some old Counter-Strike version hidden somewhere on the internet. What? Welcome to the mythical creature personality test. Wise as a phoenix, charismatic as a dragon, shy as a unicorn, clever as a troll. Trolls are clever? What? I don't think I've ever seen a troll portrayed as clever. What mythical creature are you? No way, this is a stupid psychological test. I would have preferred an actual horoscope. Question 1. The one you love is single, but you see him or her laughing with his or her ex. I bury my face in my hands. What the hell am I doing? My disillusioned pout grows as I go through the answers. Ah! You cough and walk over to interrupt their discussion. You confront their ex after class to find out what their real intentions are. You don't mind, they're just talking, that's all. What would we do? I select the answer and sigh. Who could have possibly created that shit? Choice, you don't mind, because they're just talking, that's all. Everyone has the right to laugh once in a while. Oh boy, why do I who's this rainbow unicorn? Is this Evelyn? Oh my god, is she one of the students this time? Oh boy, which fucking one? Question 2. The one you love asks you out for dinner, but when you show up, you notice that other people are there. Yeah, Koha confused. I want my sexy witch. Like, we didn't draw a witch's outfit to be fucking betrayed. Wanted alone time. An actual humiliation. Stricto sensu, I feel for you. Yes, I want sexy witches. But Evelyn uses these little heart emojis when she talks, which is why I really do think it's her. Question 3. Your best friend tells you that he or she has feelings for the one you love. You cry, you scream, you curse fate, and then you get a beer and chill. Yeah. That is the very Kohaku thing to do. In vino veritas, Vex would be a 2. Question 4. You're finally in a romantical relationship with the one you love, but you end up finding out about him or her cheating on you. Oh boy. I feel like this one matters. It would depend on the circumstances, but in my heart I'd be like, go die. Finally, a somewhat interesting question. Straightforward. Yup. Question 5. You find out that your chosen one has actually been cheating on you with your best friend. Oh, 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 oh. Boy, does this bring back some memories I'd rather forget. Precisely what I did the first time. Leave them to rot together, because they belong in hell with each other. Question 6. You and the one you love finally announce your divorce. Wait, what? Well, I'm not in love with her divorcing. You set fire to the apartment. I feel like this is gonna seal my fate. You celebrate the event with a bottle of champagne, a bouquet of roses, and a knife. Oh boy. You expose his or her infidelity to your lawyer so that you can get full custody of the kids. Oh no. You set fire to the apartment after giving him sleeping pills. I'm gonna go with A and hope the knife is for a lovely cake. This is definitely Evelyn. Question 7. Your loved one blames you for the death of one of your children. Wait, is this aimed at me? Wait. No, not the save, but where's history? What did we fucking do? If this is actually Evelyn, right? Did I profess my love for Evelyn at some point? But you see him or her laughing with their ex. So I was laughing with Emma. So I asked her out to dinner and invited other people. Your best friend tells you that they are feeling sweet too. Oh, wait, do we have another friend? Is Evelyn the other friend, but nobody remembers her? And Evelyn was Emma's best friend? So you and the one you love finally announced your divorce after years of suffering. I split up with Emma this morning. Does that mean Evelyn is celebrating with a bottle of champagne, a bouquet of roses, and is currently planning on stabbing me? You want to hydrate, Nicole? I will hydrate. Oh, wait, Are we responsible for the death of a child? The fuck? It wasn't my kid. You weren't the one spending the evening with your lover. I wasn't driving. Oh boy. I might have fucked up. And Evelyn might be punishing my ass for it. Final question. You attend a funeral of your loved one, and his or her family insists that you give a little speech. You don't speak ill of the dead. They come back and they haunt you. Bit hypocritical, but at least the ceremony should be quiet. Congratulations, you are a Hydra. Oh, that's an achievement, isn't it? There's an achievement called Hydra. A Hydra? Cunning, ruthless, aggressive, your enemies fear you and so do your friends. You sometimes make fuck me. I swear English is my first language. Contradictory decisions, but no matter how hard life can get, you always manage to bounce back. I agree with the last bit. No matter how hard life gets, you bounce back. Yeah, sometimes I make contradicting decisions. I can be aggressive. My enemies fear me? I'm too short to be feared. Who the hell is scared of somebody who's 5 foot? A sort of a lesser version of a phoenix, basically. And it seems your blood is poisoned, so be careful when you cut yourself. Excuse me? Alright, stop slacking off and do some work. See you soon. Evelyn's coming to see us soon? Yes! That was weird. Right, okay, so theory time. And if it works out to be true, you can directly quote this. I think that our friend group had an extra person. And that person was Evelyn. I think Evelyn was best friends with Emma. I think Emma and Evelyn liked me. Both of them did. But I went with Emma, and then I dumped Emma, and then I went with Evelyn. And then we fucked up. Yes, this is my theory. I was expecting something particularly cheesy and pointless, but some of the questions were surprisingly messed up. That's Evelyn for you. As if the guy who created this thing didn't care about your actual result. Again, like Evelyn. Not to mention his condescending remarks in Latin. Oh, that was Latin? What the fuck was this? Lol, it's not a horoscope actually. The guy who did this was a complete psychopath. And why does it have to be a guy? Oh yeah, I'm a dragon. Stuff you, I know, don't bother. Stuff you! Get the fuck off. How can I get the dragon, please? Hydra for me. No matter how hard life can get, you always manage to bounce back. A sort of lesser version of a phoenix, basically. How can I get the dragon, please? Who else got the phoenix? Stop lying, bro. I did the test 15 times and phoenix doesn't exist. Jessica got it. Screenshot. How can I get the dragon, please? Shut up! You can't post a screenshot in this chat. I'm a cave troll. How can I get the dragon? Bruh. I turn back to my screen with a sigh and open the document that has my Miaja notes on it with regret. Sociology was too underdeveloped at the time to grasp the multiple cross-interactions within a system as complex as... My brain is already frying. What exactly am I supposed to be taking notes about? Yo, Kohaku, do you know why Emma is crying? Yeah, I dumped her bitch ass. Dan is leaning so close towards me that he's almost flat on his stomach on the table. My gaze quickly darkens. I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it. My gaze swivels to the board and I start copying words down, without even trying to figure out what they mean. That would be enough to put an end to this discussion. Did you guys have a fight? I don't want to tell him the whole story in front of everyone. Not to mention, the wounds are still far too fresh. I need to take notes. Does that really mean anything? Holistic padagram. Don't tell me you cheated on her. No, reverse that. It's actually the exact opposite, kiddo. No, cheating is your thing, not mine. Mesosociology? I'm sure the professor's trolling us. Nowhere such a word actually exists. Hey, I'm not the one in a relationship. What? Dan, what happened to you? He's becoming a tad bit annoying with his improvised couples therapy. I'm already having a hard time focusing on the class. Wait, a poche? Seriously? Is that not some kind of anime? Animal? I can't read. Sorry, Kohaku, I'm just worried about you. Oh. I freeze in my seat. Dan was... Turn my head towards Dan jerkily, like a robot. Yet he was dead for a second. This is impossible. Yeah, exactly. This isn't normal. Are you okay, bro? Yo, Dan, why are you looking at me like that? No. No! Kohaku, are you okay, man? You look super pale. Yeah, so do you. You kinda got stuff on your face. And your arms. I turned my eyes to Emma and let out a cry of horror. Oh boy, everyone's dead! Yay! I don't know. I'm gonna guess Evelyn happened at some point. No! Yo, Kohaku, are you okay, man? You look like you're about to throw up. Emma, Dan, all the people who died during my nightmare. They're all... I'm this close to throwing up at Emma and Dan's decomposed faces. Please, it was just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Kohaku, what's wrong? You can't yell in class like that. You can't be a boring asshole, but yet here you are. Please do not... Breathless, I slowly turn my head towards the door of the room that just opened abruptly. The deep despair that takes hold of me confirms what my eyes struggle to analyze. Ah! Oh, it's my sexy lady! Welcome home! Yay! It's Evelyn! Oh, look at her, she's so beautiful! Ah! I'm way too happy about this. She's gonna kill everybody and I don't care. You can have them, just spare me. She's here. Radiant, powerful, terrible, but sexy. She's now wearing a cascading long dress like a witch's costume. Wow, I wonder why. She advances slowly towards the stage, her usual bright smile on her lips. All the eyes are fixated on Evelyn, who seems to revel in the general attention. Oh man. The astonishment which seizes the whole class borders on absolute silence. Only the rustle of the blue dress can be heard, as if it's the whole universe holding its breath. As she approaches the desk, Evelyn turns her gaze to me and gives a twinkling wink. Wink? I can't wink with this model. Is everything okay, Kohaku? You look like you're surprised to see me. I'm not surprised, I'm happy. This is my happy face, okay? I stifle another howl. Evelyn is back. She's real. The nightmare was real. Evelyn? Evelyn gives me a big condescending smile. Don't tell me you'd forgotten about me. That would be very vexing. Who are you? What are you doing here? Kill him first, please! Oh, is it because of my new dress? I thought you preferred this kind of clothes. Please get out of... Ah, thank fucking God. Evelyn casually holds a finger out towards the professor, whose torso literally explodes in a spray of blood. Professor kicked the can! Yay! Evelyn spins around, as if her new victim doesn't even exist. Look, a long witch's dress, just like in the video games. She's a brutal lady. I don't know how much of yesterday you saw, but she massacred a lady just for being sick on the floor. Ah, there it is. The screams. It doesn't take long for the screams to erupt around me. Most of the students rush for the door while the others dive under their tables. Now, you need to abide by the rules. Take your seats. Just like in my nightmare. My nightmare that wasn't actually a nightmare. Evelyn slowly walks up the stairs towards my row, while a shapeless mass of students is clumped against the door that remains stubbornly closed. Open the door! Is touching the door gonna set them on fire again? I like it when they set on fire. It's jammed! Open the door, please! What the hell is happening? Opening, damn it! Get the fuck out of here! Get out! My eyes remain focused on Evelyn as she approaches me, completely unperturbed by the screams echoing throughout the room. Though not so surprised, did you really expect something else? The smile grows crueler and crueler. Everyone was alive again. Dan! Oh, Kohaku, it's not my fault you refused to face reality. I feel a stream of warm liquid running down my right side. Oh boy. I don't want to know. My eyes filled with tears. I can't even turn to Dan's composed body, who just collapsed. Dan, who was full of life just a moment ago. Why? He lies on the ground in a pool of blood, a long blue dagger stabbed in his back, motionless, dead. Oh, Kohaku, he's long dead. I close my eyes and collapse into my seat, ready to vomit what little my stomach holds. An unknown force somehow straightens me and reduces my nausea as a result. I feel a slight pressure on my right shoulder, as if... Ow! Oh no. What shall we do now, Kohaku? I remain paralysed by despair with a deep primal terror mixed in. We are only Evelyn's pawns. We always have been. Her presumed death, the dead reappearing, all unharmed, it was all an act. Yet another twist in her cruel game. It seems like there's still a lot of bad students left. What do you think we should do with them? Please. I know. We could do a speed dating workshop. Seduction is one of the pillars of modern sociology, you know? Stop, please. Or everyone writes down on a piece of paper the person they would like to see dead, and we make a ranking. Evelyn, I beg you, stop this massacre. Tears roll down my cheek uninterruptedly. She is crazy, completely crazy, but sexy as hell. Crazy and sadistic, all she seeks is pain, death, and desperation. Kohaku, what is... Emma's decomposed carcass appears before my eyes. She seems totally oblivious to putrefied appearance. Emma, run away! Even better, everyone writes down the person they love, and the person they want to see dead, and we pick names out from a hat. Evelyn snaps her fingers and Emma collapses in on herself in a pool of blood, as if her body had just remembered that she died. What do you think? Wouldn't this be a good icebreaker for your classmates? We could do that for, say, 15 minutes before we resume the lecture? Time is flying by. Jessica in disbelief is bent over Dan's lifeless body. How? How? Don't you think they're being too loud? The screams redouble in intensity as all the previous dead students collapse and turn. It was as if I was the only one to see their rotting skin. To the other students, they looked alive. Open up, please! He's dead! He's dead! What did I do the last time again? Shit, the door! I start screaming at the top of my lungs to warn the crowd of the impending danger. Get away from the door! Oh, right. Evelyn snaps her fingers and the 4 students in direct contact with the door immediately turn into living torches. Yay! Students on fire when they touch the door again. My favourite. The abdominally familiar smell of burning flesh fills the entire room, and the crowd near the door immediately disperses to the sound of screams of pure terror. Well, I guess it's time to get back to class. Evelyn straightens up and effortlessly steps over Dan's half-decomposed body. I'm counting on you to participate, Kohaku. See what I mean about this little heart emoji? This is how I knew it was her. With my heart slowly crumpling, I painfully managed to look at the situation around me. Wes, the twins and a few others are sheltered under the tables while Jessica is still hunched over Dan. And Jessica better get back to her seat. Yeah, you gonna hide under the table too? Evelyn snaps her fingers again, and the change in light tells me that the deadly thorns have once again invaded the large windows at the back of the auditorium. She quickly walks back down the stairs with a cheerful air, then turns back to her audience. Listen to me, you have 10 seconds to return to your seat. If you don't obey, I'll have to punish you. Doesn't she look so cheery? How can you say no to that face? The stunned eyes turn to Evelyn. A particularly bold and stupid student rushes at her in a desperate rush. Oh no, they can die. With her hand outstretched in front of her, Evelyn conjures up one of her famous spears that has just pinned the hapless student to the ground, whose grunts of agony are rapidly weakening. Tisk tisk, I said back to your seat. I take advantage of the very momentary silence and start yelling. Back to your seats, everyone, quick! I rush over to Jessica, still kneeling beside Dan, and grab her by the arm. Jessica, move, we'll die if we stay here. Jessica looks at me totally distraught, tears in her eyes. Kohaku, what the... Move! Jessica relents and I manage to drag her back to her original spot next to the seat Dan was sitting in. No matter what happens, don't move from your seat. Well, I'm afraid I have to start punishing... I jump over the table and settle as best I can in my seat. You, could you please tell me why you're not sitting down? Evelyn targets the only student still standing with her piercing eyes. Everyone else has managed to sit back down, or at least hide under a table. A magical dagger out of nowhere pierces his throat with a sinister sound. The condemned student hopelessly brings his hands to his blood-drenched throat, then collapses to the floor with absolutely sickening gurgles. I don't want to see anyone under the tables either. Class is about to resume. I lean over at the twins, who look perfectly terrified. Sit down at your table or she'll kill you. Hurry up! They reluctantly straighten up and manage to sit down despite their compulsive shaking. Yep, that's Evelyn. Around me, I note with relief that everyone is following their lead. Alright, it's so much nicer to teach serious students. And don't forget to take notes. The best students will be rewarded. She said this multiple times. Should I be taking notes? Should I be taking notes? What do I need to take notes for? I don't know. Is there going to be a quiz at the end? Am I going to get asked questions? Oh. I hope not. I haven't been taking notes. Evelyn's cruel smile leaves no doubt about what's coming next. There's gonna be more blood. We are definitely and irrevocably doomed. Whoopsies. Yay. I see that everyone is listening now. Who said today's youth don't know how to behave? A heavy silence reigns over the room. All the students are immersed in terrifying apprehension, their brains unable to make the connection between a series of totally inconceivable events that have just occurred. Exactly like the first time. Surprise, denial, anguish. The triptych... What? What the f... I need to know how to pronounce this. What? How to pronounce? Triptych. The Triptych of Terror. Okay, thank you, Google, for being so Googlish. Undoubtedly, I'm the only one who remembers the past events. For the rest of the class, this is Evelyn's very first appearance. I bury my head in my arms and I close my eyes. Please, make it stop. Give me my life back. Nah. If it means I can have Evelyn, you can have my life. My simple, boring life, my everyday life as an average student. Save me. Save us. Please, 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 please. Evelyn speaks again in a playful tone that makes me flinch. Before we resume class... Evelyn sits down on the desk as if nothing had happened. As if the loop of her very first appearance had never stopped. Even though the students have no memory of that first loop. Except me. As if she were teaching. For me. I need to ask you some questions to assess your current level. Oh shit. Oh shit, there's questions. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Uh-oh, I didn't take notes. She probes the room with her eyes, stopping here and there at a few students who are nearly passing out. You, in the back. You already tried to help me, so I'm going to ask you a very easy question. I turn the trajectory of Evelyn's gaze. She is addressing Wes. Oh, thank God she's not asking me questions. Oh my god, I panicked. He has no memory of the first loop. Only I know what Evelyn is referring to. His betrayal. His filthy betrayal. And Evelyn wants to reward him by killing him? Doesn't make any sense. Evelyn systematically kills the person she asks a question to. How is she granting him a privilege by interrogating him? Clearly Wes is not one of those who are supposed to survive. The famous model students. Even if they exist. If you were to kill somebody in this room, who would you pick? What? This has nothing to do with the class. What the hell is this? This is nothing like the first loop. I want to live. Evelyn wiggles her delicate finger in front of her. No, you're not answering the question. There's no point in trying to act smart. She wants blood. She will have blood. What if Wes decided to pick her? Would she submit to her own rules? No way. She'd probably kill the insane by accusing him of cheating. What a filthy trash. Kohaku! What? What a fucking dick! The word echoes around the room for a few moments. Did he just point at me? Me? I abruptly turned to Wes. You fucking moron. What are you doing? I had to choose. It was either you or me. Or like all the other students in this classroom who were clearly background characters. What the fuck you targeting me for, bro? Traitor in the first loop, coward in the second. Either way, he wanted me dead. That filthy trash. Everyone claps her hands happily. Kohaku, I didn't see you befriend everyone. She holds out a long slender finger in our direction, and two long daggers coming out of nowhere suddenly hit the table between us. Now, let's get this started. My stunned gaze alternates between Evelyn and Wes. Evelyn doesn't want us to kill herself. Doesn't want to kill us herself anymore. She wants us to do it for her? Sadism taken to the extreme. Evelyn, fuck you. Yes, please. I catch a glimpse out the corner of my eye. Wes scrambling for the daggers, but he only manages to pull one off the table. You piece of shit! I roar as I try to land a blow to his head. Then he manages to dodge. Off balance, I topple forward and I nearly cut my right side with the edge of the blade still stuck in the table. Wes gazes at me with an evil look. Convinced of his easy victory, he raises his weapon high. Sorry, nothing personal. Really? This is the second time you've targeted me now. Are you sure it's not fucking personal? In a surprising survival reflex buried somewhere deep inside me, I managed to roll off the table in just time to dodge the blade, which comes down hard and hits the wooden desk with a thud. That bastard, he really is trying to kill me. I grab the handle of the dagger aimed at me and swing back with all my weight to dodge another deadly blow from Wes. I managed to pull the dagger off the table, but by doing so, throwing myself off my already precarious balance. I clumsily try to restore my center of gravity by staggering backwards, but I end up stumbling on one of the steps. If he doesn't kill me, I'm gonna end up killing myself on these bloody stairs. Oh my god. The world slips away from me as my body rolls down the steps to the central stage. When the world finally comes to a stop around me, I suppress a stabbing nausea and try to catch my breath. It's a small miracle I didn't break my neck in that fall. Right? I come to my senses in time to notice Wes running down the stairs, his dagger in his hand. A demented look has taken over his face. Ha! I awkwardly straighten up and haphazardly raise my right hand, which is still miraculously holding the dagger, to ward off Wes coming below. Oh, coming low. I was sure I had dropped it when I fell. Wes's blade ricochets off mine and skids across my forearm, leaving a long red gash. Ow. That sounds like it's gonna hurt. I drop one knee to the ground under the force of the impact. Ah ha ha, I won! I try to compress the pain without screaming, but it feels like my right arm has no strength left. Shit. With a rush of adrenaline, I throw my dagger towards his face. To my surprise, the trajectory is perfect. The blade goes with surgical precision towards Raz's right eye. Instant death incoming. Shut up! I puncture my renewed confidence with a bravado remark that I immediately regret. In a surprisingly agile move, Wes twists on himself and manages to avoid the deadly projectile. Of course he fucking does. Ah ha ha! Panic overtakes me. I'm completely unarmed and as a result, helpless. What an idiot. You're pathetic, Kohaku. Yes, I know. Don't remind me. Wes stands before me, a demented grin on his face. I turn my head towards Evelyn, in the vain and naive hope of finding some comfort. Her almond-shaped eyes ignore me completely and remain focused on Wes. With an enigmatic smile on her lips, she seems very amused by the situation. Everyone has always made fun of me. You first. Nobody cares about Wes. Wes, Dan's faithful minion. The one who crawls beside him in hopes of being exposed to the light for a moment. Look at him, he's pathetic. My brain is trying to think fast. I have to try and buy some time, get him to talk, since he seems very eager to get it off his chest. It must hurt so much to lose someone like me, huh? If I can make him keep talking, maybe he'll let his guard down enough. You're the one looking up to me now, and I'm looking down at you. You have no idea what this means to me. My right arm is weakened by my injury, but all I would have to do is run into him. With all my weight, it should knock him to the ground. You're the trash now. Me, I'm on the winning side. The main risk is that he doesn't drop his dagger in his fall. If he manages to stab me while I'm running at him, it's game over for me. I'm the winner, and you're the loser, but we're both stuck in hell. Either way, I'm screwed, just like you. Wes throws an unexpected kick at me. I raise my left arm at the last moment to keep my jaw from absorbing the damage. I crash into the desk with a thud and let out a grunt of pain. Shit, I fell on my right arm. The long gash that stretches across my forearm triggers a wave of searing pain throughout my right side. Where's the justice in that, huh? You're gonna die, and I'm gonna die too, right? We're all doomed, right? That witch is gonna kill us all, right? So what the fuck do I care about winning against a piece of shit like you? I'm gonna die too! Another kick, this time in my stomach. I don't give a shit, you understand? I don't give a shit about winning at all if I'm going to die. Justice? Revenge? I don't give a fuck, I just want to survive. I curl up my body in anticipation for another blow. I just want to survive, but we're in hell here, and no one comes back from hell. Except for me. I was born in hell. Wes throws a series of random kicks at me, more to vent his anger than to actually hurt me. I win, you lose. You die, I die. What's the difference? Tell me. My arms manage to absorb most of his blows, but the pain that runs through my body prevents me from considering any counterattack. Answer me, what difference does it make to me? The kicks finally stop. Breathing hard, I try to focus on my aching body. My right arm continues to hurt, but the wound doesn't bleed enough to be a real danger. As for the rest of my body, nothing seems to be broken. Really sore, but nothing broken. Right, Evelyn? What difference does it make after all? I catch a glimpse out the corner of my eye of Evelyn, whose attention remains entirely on Wes. Her smile slowly widens, but she keeps complete silence. We're in hell after all, right? There's no way to escape from here. Evelyn gently runs her tongue over her lips as if to better savor this surreal moment. And yet, I have the dagger. I hold the power now. Wes stares at the dagger for a moment, then sets his crazy eyes on me. You think you have a chance of surviving, right? Then he turns to Evelyn. You think that I'm going to be your little puppet, right? That I'll slaughter Kohaku and then you can kill me? Evelyn lets out a little crystalline laugh, as if the remark were a pleasant joke at a cocktail party. You know, Kohaku, people say there's nowhere to run in hell, but I know. Wes crouches down next to me, his dagger screwed into his right hand. I know how to do it. I know how to get out of it. Wes plunges the dagger into his abdomen. The stunned shock takes my breath away as a few drops of blood splash on my face. I know, I know. Wes continues to stab himself over and over again. Oh boy, it's Yuri all over again. The same expression! It's Doki Doki Literature Club all over again. I know, ha ha ha! The final stab gets the better of him. Wes collapses next to me, the blade still stuck in his gaping abdomen, which spills an impressive amount of blood on the floor. Now we just need to leave him here for a whole weekend. That face, though. Evelyn bursts into laughter and claps with both hands. Wonderful! Bravo! What a finale! I painfully straighten up, holding my right arm. I'm alive? Wes killed himself. He had everything to kill me. I was doomed. But he's dead and I'm alive? I didn't expect anything from someone like Wes, but he really exceeded my wildest expectations. Evelyn walks up to me and whispers a few words in my ear. Congratulations, Kohaku. You're the winner. What do I win? Oh boy, I'm so excited. You can go back to your seat now. Oh, was that my prize? I get to live? Oh boy, thank you. As if moved by an invisible force, my body begins to walk up the stairs with a slow, uneven step. Thoughts race through my jumbled mind, but one keeps popping up insistently. I'm alive. I'm still alive. Thanks to Wes. Wes the traitor. Wes the coward. To the end, he still ran away, even if it meant sparing me. Wes the dick. Jesus, he's such a bellend. As I finally sat down into my seat, I have a violent coughing fit. A taste of blood appears in my mouth. Wes saved me. His cowardice saved me. I'm alive. For now. Kohaku? I wipe away a small trickle of blood that runs down my lips, and I look up feverishly at a perfectly smiling Evelyn, as if the class has never stopped. As if the situation was the most natural thing in the world. Since you won, the next question's for you. Oh boy, this is where I die. Ow, sorry, I'm just repositioning myself. My bum went numb. My eyes bead with tears. She feeds on our distress, on our despair. She maintains the peaks of hope that animate us punctually, to better break them eventually. I'm gonna hydrate. Oh. Oh. Don't worry, it's a very easy question. Easy, like what she asked Wes? I believe you're a good friend of the two twins in front of you. They look very similar, but I'm sure they're very different from each other. Zoe and Chloe suddenly turned to me, their faces livid. Oh, are you gonna ask me to tell them apart? Joke's on you, bitch! I know which one's which! Indeed, they look so much alike. So which one do you like better? Oh, that's easy. I let out a nervous laugh. So that's her little game now. She asks us to designate the condemned ourselves according to criteria established by her alone. The conclusion is the same. She kills the bad students by forcing other bad students to get their hands dirty. That probably means I'm a bad student, that I'm doomed. You do have a little preference, right? Look at how cute they are, looking at you with their big, desperate eyes. Isn't it exhilarating, wielding such power? Kohaku, please, save Chloe, pick her! Zoe! To tell the truth, they're perfectly identical. Eyes filled with tears, distress in her eyes, arched eyebrows, trembling lips. Emma's best friends. Twin sisters who do absolutely everything together. To me, they're almost one and the same. Shit. Shit. Evelyn, no doubt she will kill me if I refuse to answer. A life for a life. Me, or one of them. Evelyn can fuck herself! Ah, that's funny. Well, I mean, I prefer Zoe, so I'd rather pick Chloe to die. But Evelyn can go fuck herself. I'm sorry, Chloe. You gotta go. My feverish gaze alternates between the two twins, both of them with the same pleading look. Zoe, she spontaneously asked me to sacrifice her for her sister. I closed my eyes and prepared to pronounce my sentence in a cavernous voice. Me, executioner, on behalf of Evelyn. Shit. Evelyn slowly climbs the stairs in our direction, clearly fascinated by my moral dilemma. I can save at least one of the twins, in memory of Zoe. She who begged me to pick her to protect her sister. Chloe. Zoe's lips stretch into a kind smile, a desperate, slight veil of sadness in her eyes. No, because what I think's gonna happen is she's gonna kill the one I pick and leave the other one alive, because she's just cruel like that. Thank you, Kohaku. Chloe looks at her sister with wide eyes. Zoe! Don't worry, Chloe. Everything will be fine. Just as Chloe's face looks like it's about to burst into tears, her features suddenly morph into a cruel caricature, and a demented laughter rings throughout the room. Ah ha ha! He really did it! He really picked me! Zoe stares at her sister with a totally stunned look on her face. Chloe? Shut up! Chloe turns to Evelyn, who is standing just a few steps away. Kill her now. I'm the one Kohaku picked. Zoe looks devastated, betrayed by her own sister. As I'm about to open my mouth, Evelyn winks at me and puts a finger to her mouth to instruct me to be silent. A searing pain invades every last cell within my body. Yeah. The pain is such that I am unable to scream. Only a drawn-out moan escapes from my lips. Come on, kill little Miss Perfect. She spends all her time taking everyone down to make herself feel superior. She's been doing it with me my whole life. That's why Kohaku likes me the best. Kill her! Zoe bursts into tears. Wow, I didn't expect that. Chloe, do you really mean what you just said? Shut up, you deserve everything that's happened to you. Oh, that's a bit far. That's a touch too far, Chloe. Just a little. Zoe gasps in surprise. It was you? The rumor? A mirthless laugh escapes Chloe's lips. You spend your time feeling sorry for yourself every time you do something stupid, when you're always the only one responsible for your own misfortune. This time, you'll finally have something real to complain about. Evelyn's cruel smile widened. Well, if Kohaku has made his choice in that case... Oh shit! It backfired! Oh. I really hoped that she was going to be like, oh, you like this one? Well, I'll kill her then. Oh. I like that one. It's the one I picked I didn't like. God damn it, Evelyn, you had one fucking job. Evelyn waves her right hand nonchalantly, and Zoe suddenly collapses to the ground, struck full force by a new dagger out of nowhere. The force of the impact sends a few spurts of blood spill around her lifeless body. She probably died on the spot. Chloe gazes at her sister, a smile of unbelievable cruelty on her lips. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you! I stare at Chloe's manic face in disgust. I would never have imagined. They seemed so close. How could Chloe do this to her own twin sister? I can barely see Zoe's dead body, but I don't dare lean forward to see her face. She died immediately after realizing her sister's betrayal. The last thing she felt, the deception, the pain, the betrayal. Her last thoughts were tainted by her sister. Her own sister who confessed everything to her just before she died. The worst betrayal, the worst death. I clench my fist and feel the tears running down my cheeks, soiled by sweat, dust and blood. Dust? From fucking where? Again, I curse my own weakness, my inability to do anything. Our inability to do anything. Chloe, how could you do this? Chloe turns to me, her features still contorted with an unhealthy joy. It was her or me, and she deserved it. Don't you dare lecture me. You did the exact same thing with Wes. I don't remember you sacrificing yourself so he could survive. In fact, it's the opposite. You owe a debt to a dead man. Wes was not my brother. Shut up, Kohaku. You don't know what it's like growing up in the shadow of your twin, to be nothing but a pale copy, a permanent disappointment to all the people who prefer your sister. Chloe's face becomes harsher, wilder. You don't know what it's like to have the people you love systematically call you by your sister's name. No, but I do. As if you didn't exist. Well, I definitely exist. My sister gets called my name. That's fine. Like they'd rather be with your sister than you. Chloe seems out of breath. The resentment built up over the years shows on her still incredibly pale face. So what? We all have our problems, and Zoe has hers. Shut up! You try to act all high and mighty when you know nothing about what I've been through. If you were so perfect, so pure, you would have sacrificed yourself to save Zoe. I barely suppress a gagging fit. That has nothing to do with it. I don't... Then how come I'm talking to you and not Emma, or Wes, or Dan? Huh? How do you explain that, you stupid hypocrite? I remain flabbergasted by Chloe's words. This is just completely unrelated. Even though I did fail to protect them, I was the one who remembered, and yet I failed to change anything. I was satisfied with an illusory happiness. Naive. I let my guard down and I did nothing to save them. They were doomed the moment I let them set foot in this room again. We all have our problems, as you say, so deal with yours and keep your bullshit moral principles to yourself. The short silence is quickly broken by Evelyn's lilting voice. Well, it looks like Kohaku's answer was misleading. Obviously he preferred Zoe. This bitch fucking played me. What? She knew and she fucking played me! Oh my god. I've been played like a fucking fiddle. I've been played. What? Chloe looks at Evelyn with a startled expression, as she is about to reveal. I picked the one I disliked because I thought you would kill her. No. I won. She's the one who died. A long dagger pierces Chloe. Identical to the one that killed Zoe, in the same spot, the same way, with the same sound. Chloe collapses to the ground in perfect symmetry to her sister. The two identical handles of the magic daggers stand proudly, deeply planted in the flesh of their victims. Like a morbid reminder of Evelyn's omnipotence. An atrocious sense of nausea spreads in my entrails. Why? Evelyn, you had it all planned. I try to squeeze the blood that rose to my temples. Both twins are dead. Where is Chloe who deserved? Did she deserve to die? Is it as simple as that? Evelyn's voice echoes in my skull, but her lips remain still. How does it feel to watch the people you know die around you, totally helpless? An insidious feeling of unease washes over me. This voice inside my head. It's as if it's penetrating directly into every single neuron I possess. Evelyn. Evelyn gazes down at the two corpses with a satisfied look on her face as she gently strokes her collar, oblivious to my husky voice. Without a word, she walks back down the stairs towards the painting with a cheerful expression. Well, I believe we can resume class now. I count on you to listen and carefully take notes. There will be more questions later. The atmosphere of paralysis that had gripped the room gradually dissipates. The few horrified cries that echo in the room are quickly muffled with fear of retaliation. The unmistakable sound of computer keyboards resumes its ballet as Evelyn begins to write on the board. I think it's time for another fundamental sociology topic. Revenge. Evelyn begins to recite her lecture without the slightest hesitation, just like in the previous loop. As if the previous loop had never been interrupted. The students are all deathly pale and try to ignore the dead bodies around them as they focus on their note-taking. My temples still aching, I turn to Dan's lifeless body and begin to cry softly. All the death, all the horror. It's not over. It's still not over. Ta-da! 11:30. I remember. A while ago. At least we win titles. It's not like these suckers from the soccer team. And those guys have 10 times more budget than us, even though they don't do shit during their competitions. That's so unfair. Last year the university even paid for their flight to play abroad. The infamous competition of shame. They didn't even play a single game, they were too drunk to show up. And meanwhile, we actually win things, and they barely cover our bus ticket. Hey, Zoe, Chloe. Hello? Hi. I've been looking all over for you. I heard something big. The athletic office is going to fund our trip in December. No. No way. They'll send you the official confirmation, Zoe, but I got it from a reliable source. Seriously? We're really going to the regionals? Wait, how can you be so sure? The office told me the results wouldn't come in until next week. Well, the thing is, my older brother who has a friend who works for the swimming federation. He's involved in organising our regional meet and he told me that our university will be participating. We're getting all the medals covered and we get to sleep right in the sports centre next to the Olympic pool. Mark, that's fantastic. Mark, you're awesome. I can't believe it. We're going to swim in front of so many people. That's so stressful. Right, Chloe? Yeah, for sure. We need to train even more. With you two on the team, I'm not even scared. Just last year, you guys deserved so much to be picked for the regionals. Just thinking about it makes me so pissed. Yeah, it was a close one. Bye bye bye, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy work. Thank you for the hair pot. I will also hydrate. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna make curry today when I'm finished with stream. I'm gonna make a nice chicken curry. And then I'm gonna enjoy the Diablo 4 stream. You need to promise me one thing though. You can't work too hard. Don't work too hard. You need rest. Yes. Promise me you'll sleep well when you get home. I'm gonna sleep well today. Now that I'm off for 3 days. I'm gonna sleep so well. I'm gonna go to sleep early. And I'm gonna wake up super late. I'm gonna be delinquent. I mean, you did such a perfect dive. You were a full second ahead of everyone else at the start. That should have been enough for them to send you at the regionals. Oh, actually, that was me. Oh, right, sorry. Oh, is she taking credit for Chloe's things? What a bitch. Chloe's great at diving too. No, Zoe's the best. That's why she's the team captain. Oh. Oh, Chloe, I'm so sorry. I just like your sister's hairdo better. I'm so sorry. But, like, That was a bitch move. But you're so great too. I mean, both of you always swim amazing races. No pressure, but the whole team is counting on you. You better train hard too. Yeah, we're counting on the whole team as well. Aha, no chance. This is so out my league. But I can be your team assistant, just like the pros. Careful, I want warm towels every time I get out the pool. You're so adorable. Shit, the bell. Gotta go to class. See ya. Bye. See ya. He still has a class this late in the afternoon. Yeah, his schedule really sucks. Mark is such a nice guy. Too bad he's pretty bad at swimming. You also mean he's improved a lot recently. Yeah, but he's nowhere near regionals level. He said so himself. I guess. But it's actually a good thing for you. That way we'll have more time to admire you when you're swimming. Stop it. You're the one he's always trying to impress. Don't worry, he knows very well that I'm out of his league. It would be super weird for the team captain to date an average swimmer like him. She's a real bitch! Oh my god. But you can totally date him. Besides, I could never steal my beloved sister's crush. He's not my crush. Oh, come on, it's so obvious. That's not true. Oh, Mark, you're so adorable. That doesn't sound like my voice at all. Hi, Mark, can you help me with my swimsuit? Stop, I don't talk like that. You can easily score once you lift the trophy. It will give you some extra motivation to train hard. I'm counting on you to help me. The whole team's counting on me. I guess that's part of the downside of being the best. Oh, I think it's Chloe that's actually the best and Zoe's taking all the credit for it. Oh, that's a dick move. Look, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick and then we can head home. Okay, I'll wait for you. We'll work out a plan for you to score with Mark. You guys will be together by the end of the year, I promise. I never said I was interested. He's so lucky you're interested in him. A guy like him could barely dream of dating a girl like you. Well, he's very nice and pretty good looking. There's a lot of girls interested in him, you know. Of course, that's not what I meant. I mean, he's definitely kind of popular. You guys will make a great couple. Yeah, I guess so. I'll make sure you guys become a couple. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. And you wait for me too, dear sis, because one day I'll make you pay. Ah, I got the achievement Hydra. Hey, Kohaku? I hear a barely audible mumble. I open my tear-reddened eyes and I see that Evelyn is still writing on the board, busy reciting her lecture in a very animated voice. Kohaku, stop crying, we need to talk. I slowly turn towards the whispering that is becoming more insistent, right behind me. It's Jessica. Kohaku, get a hold of yourself. Jessica stares at me with her big amber eyes, her face hard. Leave me alone. Jessica sighs slightly, and her features soften. Look, you don't have to feel guilty. Her question was a false pretext. Your answer would have changed absolutely nothing. I reply in a hoarse breath. That's not true. I'm sure I could have. I should have. Stop beating yourself up. You couldn't have changed anything. That witch, she did exactly what she intended to do. She just wanted to kill. She just wanted to give you the illusion of a choice to better traumatize you. But the conclusion was written all along. I stare at Jessica blankly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter after all. Students die one by one. That's the only reality that matters. And we're next on the list. Like animals at the slaughterhouse, we wait patiently for our turn, immersed in an implicable collective anguish. Jessica shakes my shoulder. Kohaku, focus! We need to find a way out of here. It feels like we had the same discussion forever ago, during the first look. You seem to know more than anyone. You already knew who Evelyn was this morning, as if you knew she was a witch. A few tears blur my vision slightly. I knew her, and yet I couldn't do anything to protect anyone. And now, everyone is trapped again. Jessica stares at me inquisitively. You already knew? You knew her? I looked at Jessica with a totally helpless look. Helpless. I didn't. I couldn't do anything. Jessica's gaze softens as she places her hand on my shoulder. Kohaku, please, you have to tell me everything you know. It may be the key to getting out of here alive. With my throat in knots, I take Jessica's hand and squeeze it with all my might. I don't even know where to begin, but I need to share my burden with someone. Sorry, I just needed to write that real quick. The repetition, the discordant signals, the return of Evelyn. The return of horror. Jessica listened patiently without interruption, only raising a surprised eyebrow here and there. I thought I would have a hard time relaying the events without bursting into tears, but after I started the story, the words just kinda came pouring out. Naturally, as if I'd been waiting forever to finally get it off my chest. I'm not gonna lie, your story sounds completely insane, but it's not like we're in a very normal situation. Maybe Wes is right, maybe we're just in hell and this is our punishment. Yeah, let's put aside the purgatory delusions for now. The only certainty is that we're trapped with a witch who's capable of killing anyone at any time. From what you've told me, we already managed to kill her once by taking her by surprise. Jessica shakes her head. You have no idea how disturbing it is to have no memory of the actions you yourself are supposed to have performed. I smile weakly. Yeah, you're really unlucky not to remember the slaughter of half the class. Jessica sighs. Sorry, that's not what I meant. Her eyes swivel to Evelyn, still busy writing on the board. In any case, I find your theory quite coherent. She targets the bad students. The only problem is that we don't know if there really are any good students. In other words, we don't know if there will actually be any survivors left in the end, and I don't intend to wait to find out. I look at her with a stunned face. How can you say that? Emma is dead, and Dan, and even Zoe. Jessica puts her hands in front of her placitating gesture. Oh, in a placitating gesture. Right, try to look at it from the witch's point of view. According to her completely twisted morals, Emma cheated on you, so she was punished. Dan tried to kill her, so he disrupted the class, and as did those who tried to run away or refused to return to their seats. As for Zoe, I think Evelyn was targeting both twins. Zoe because she spent her time taking her sister down. That's what Chloe said to save her skin. She's the one who betrayed her sister. I know. I'm not saying she deserved to die. Again, try to think like the witch. She wanted to kill Chloe too because she's the one who started the rumor. What rumor? Jessica plunges her cat-like eyes into mine. Doesn't surprise me that Emma never told you about it, considering how close she was to Zoe. See Matt's dead body over there? I refuse to turn my gaze to another corpse, but nod nonetheless. Matt, one of the victims from the first loop. The one who'd been accused of having... You told me that after he died, everyone was talking about the rumor about him. That he had pressured one of his one-night stands into having an abortion. Don't tell me that girl was Zoe. Apparently he completely freaked out when she found out she was pregnant, and he put an incredible pressure on her to abort the baby. She was actually planning to keep the child, but apparently he threatened to ruin her life if she did it. He probably would have refused to acknowledge his paternity and therefore his duties to the kid. I look at Jessica with a look of both awe and puzzlement. Jessica, how do you know all this? I'm trying to piece together bits and pieces of information. It's all rumours, nothing is certain. But given how oddly specific Evelyn's questions to Matt was, there's probably some truth to it. What is certain is that Zoe ended up having an abortion. Given Chloe's reaction before she died, she knew about it, and I can't imagine Emma not being aware as well. Zoe had an abortion, well, I'm not sure Emma would have told me spontaneously. Zoe absolutely wanted to keep it a secret, which is easy to understand. Ditto for Matt, who is known for his one-night stands. But the information leaked and a rumour spread widely. No one knew for sure who the girl was, but Zoe was among the potential candidates. I was well aware that Zoe had slept with Matt at a party. Everyone knew. It was widely rumoured, a bright girl like Zoe, with a flirt like Matt, everyone talked about it. But even she got pregnant. Zoe tried to find the person responsible for the rumour, someone who wanted to harm her. As you can guess, I was one of the first suspects. But it didn't last long. Zoe found another scapegoat more satisfactory than me. Or at least, easier to bully. Indeed, I don't see who would dare to oppose Jessica head-on. But actually, it was Chloe who was behind it. She just wanted to smear her sister. Out of revenge. Out of cowardice. Never mind the reasons, Evelyn doesn't seem to care about such details. I ended up nodding slowly. Evelyn only cares about seeing us die. Still, it doesn't make any sense. Even if Emma had an unsavory past, why would she die so quickly? How would you explain the fact that she's dead while others are still alive? People like... People like me, you mean? Wait, that's not what I said. But you obviously meant it. Look, believe it or not, but I don't think I've done anything particularly punishable by Evelyn's standards. I'm not perfect by any means, and that's also why most girls hate me, but... Jessica smiled with a disillusioned air. Most girls like to drag me through the mud, but I guarantee you've never... I guarantee you, I've never stolen anyone's boyfriend, or cheated on anyone for that matter. To tell you the truth, I've actually always been the one to get... Jessica pauses, her cheeks suddenly rosy. Anyway, all that to say, I'm probably doomed, but I'm not that surprised I'm still alive. For now. The problem is what you told me about Evelyn's change in method from the first loop. She seems to want to give the student some semblance of choice, in order to take the level of sadism up a notch, with no concern for collateral damage. What do you mean? Look at Wes. She let him choose who to fight to the death with, and it fell on you. Still, she didn't really want you dead, not right away at least. And you're still alive, while both the twins are dead. If she had wanted to target you and Wes, she would have found an excuse to have you both killed at the end of the duel, no matter what. A new migraine washed over me. Why does everything have to be so complicated? As you figured out, I'm not exactly on good terms with the other girls. Far from it. So, if Evelyn decides to ask a girl to pick someone, let's say my time is fast approaching. I'm losing my voice. I'm gonna hydrate. Wow. Yeah, if your theory is correct, then yeah, I guess. Assuming her theory is indeed correct. But there's no clear evidence that my theory is correct. It's very possible that Evelyn actually targets her victims randomly, depending on her mood at the moment. Maybe there are no good students. Maybe we're all doomed. I shake my head in resignation. It's a certainty. We are doomed. You mean... you, me, the others, everyone. Could be indeed. But all the more reason to try something. Jessica, I've had this discussion with you before, and Dan, during the first loop. It cost us Dan's life, and what did we get in return? Evelyn didn't die, the day started over, and Dan... My voice begins to tremble slightly. Dan is dead for good, for nothing. Jessica is silent for a moment. Kohaku, I understand how hard it must have been for you to go through all this the first time, but you really need to get it through your head that this is the first time for me. Jessica places her hand on my uninjured arm. You said it before, we're doomed. So we might as well try something to get out of this, even if the chances are slim. We can't just sit back and wait for Evelyn to come and kill us off one by one. You know that. Dan would have said the exact same thing. You did say the exact same thing. And you're forgetting a crucial asset you didn't have in the first loop. Common sense? Experience. I call it common sense. Think about it. Thanks to your memories, we can harm her. You've already done it. By sacrificing Dan. Maybe that means she's still vulnerable. If that's really the case, then I wouldn't be stuck here for a second loop. So you could rest in your cozy little bed while we're all dying in this loop? Damn it, Jessica, you know exactly what I meant. Right, sorry. Your most important memory is that medallion thing. I gave her a slightly disillusioned look. You lost your favourite medallion? Jessica smacks the back of my head exactly as she would have done with Dan. Evelyn's medallion, you idiot! You told me it kept glowing even after she was dead. A few concerned looks turn our way at Jessica's abrupt exclamation. Glance and panic in the direction of the board. Evelyn continues to write on a completely word-filled board, pausing here and there to explain a technical term. Keep your voice down. Jessica seems upset but leans forward a little more towards me. We were talking about Evelyn's medallion. The medallion. The striking medallion, it seems to have a will of its own, which always glows with an unhealthy blue glow. Right, her medallion. You said it still seemed to be full of energy when she was stabbed. That insidious blue energy she uses every time she casts a spell, correct? Yeah, but you don't really think it could be that easy, do you? Is that all you'd have to do is break the medallion in order to take away her powers? Jessica glances sideways at Evelyn, still reciting the course with a beaming look on her face. Just looking at her, it's impossible to imagine that she has just slaughtered half the class. It does sound a bit too simple indeed, but did you notice that she always touches her medallion right after she uses her magic? I try to remember her every move. Her cruel smile after each kill, her sadistic laughter, her evanescent movements, her hand on the medallion. I remember her hand clearly caressing her medallion, her left hand, the one she uses to cast the majority of her spells. Or all her spells. Did she ever use her right hand? I press my fists into my temples as if to calm the turmoil that's stirring them. The more I try to concentrate, the more my memories escape me. Did she always touch her medallion? Is it as simple as that? Maybe it's not too strange after all. Wizards always use a magic catalyst, don't they? Whether it's a staff, a grimoire, or a familiar. I giggle nervously. Jessica, we're just trying to translate fictional stories into reality. We're just trying to fit squares into circles to convince ourselves. Jessica smiles at me. I didn't know about your insightful side. If I were really insightful, I would find a better theory. I agree with you that this theory seems a bit too forced. That being said, so is your theory about the consistency of the murders, and yet it happened to be true. That's your opinion. That is the fact. It is far from absurd, and that so far still hasn't been explicitly disproven. Back to the medallion theory. Again, it's not totally absurd. You've seen her like I have. She keeps touching her medallion. I don't know what your first loop looked like, but in this one she didn't stop touching it. After every use of her magic. I even paid more attention to it, because it was the thing that immediately stood out to me when I first saw Evelyn. This medallion, it's like you said, it glows with an unhealthy glow. Unnerving. Can't deny that last point. That blue glow. I feel like I could be hypnotized forever if I immerse myself in it for too long. A light that is both fascinating and dangerous. I'm drawn to it like a moth to a lamp that will eventually burn itself out. You really think that this could be the source of her power? That breaking it would be enough to get rid of Evelyn for good? Jessica closes her eyes for a moment, then turns her head towards Evelyn. I don't know. What I am convinced of is that physically killing her won't be enough. We have to try something more. And thanks to your experience with the first loop, I feel like we're onto something. Regarding that little something more you were missing the first time. I don't know if it's the right lead, but it's the one that makes the most sense, given the clues we're able to gather. Jessica squeezes my hand while fixing Evelyn with a hate-filled stare. What is certain, however, is that we're running out of time. If we do nothing, our death will be certain. And I refuse to die like everyone else, torn between surprise and helplessness. I'm even more surprised with Jessica's strength of mind than I was in the first loop. I always thought she was a very confident girl, but to show such determination when facing imminent death is totally different. I'm with you, Jessica. I have very strong doubts about your theory, but I will follow you. If we're going to be condemned, we might as well die with our heads held high. I already gave up on everyone during the first loop. I let them take all the risks. I won't do it again. This time, I will fight. Jessica smiled softly at me, and her features softened completely. Thank you, Kohaku. We can do this, together. Galvanized by this renewed hope, I managed to calm the rush of blood to my temples. Well, now that we agree on the theory, how do we put it into practice? We have no choice but to physically kill her before we destroy her medallion. Doing the opposite would be far too risky. Jessica nods. Right, and the other problem is that we can't use the same ruse we did during the first loop. Evelyn, too, has retained her memories of the first loop very logically. She won't fall into the same trap twice, even without that Wes filth to warn her. We don't even have a weapon on hand. I pause as I notice a glow near her knees. A metallic glow with a strange bluish sheen. While you were fighting with Wes, I picked up the dagger that was stabbed in Dan's back, just in case. A brilliant insight, I must say, even if it was Evelyn, at the cost of my life. Are you sure Evelyn didn't? She was totally absorbed in your duel, you can believe me. So was the rest of the class. Except you, it seems. Don't try to guilt me with that maudlin tone. Any opportunity is good to set up the next move. Unlike me, she knows how to keep her head cool under any circumstance. Although I would have liked a little more empathy. This was close to dying out there. I was this close to dying out there. You think I'm cruel, don't you, because I didn't sacrifice myself unnecessarily to come to your rescue? You know very well that Evelyn would have struck me down on the spot if I had come within 10 meters of you. Jessica quickly embraces my shoulder. Kohaku, I know I care. You know I care about you. I just tried to do the best I could with what little room I had. I promised you that I would have mourned your death just like I did for Dan. I read real pain in her eyes. She and Dan have never dated, but they clearly have a bond more powerful than mere friendship. Almost like brother and sister. Jessica. I miss Dan too. A lot. We'll do our best to avenge him. To avenge him by taking down that witch. Jessica nods slowly, her eyes fixed on Evelyn. But for that, we absolutely have to come up with something that would really surprise her. She gives me a long, hard look. I don't know why, but she seems to have a special place for you. You're the only one who could keep your memories, and you're the only one who came out of your interactions with Evelyn alive, at least for now. That's exactly what I told myself during the first loop. Except, Evelyn didn't lift a finger when I was about to be killed by Wes. He was the one who saved me by killing himself, not Evelyn. She was ready to see me die, just like the others. If you really think she's going to obey me nicely if I ask her to give us her medallion. No, of course not, but she does give you some pretty special privileges anyway. You insulted her on several occasions, and without any retaliation from her. I really think she treats you differently. You can indulge in things we're not allowed to. Like what? I don't know, you can be a little more familiar with her. I shake my head gently. Fair enough. Look, I'll try to ask her out on a date, but if she chops my head off in the process, promise me you'll take a piece of my body back to my mom, okay? Jessica smacks my skull again. This is becoming a habit. Ow. Stop making noise, we'll get spotted by Evelyn. You're the one... Jessica throws another blow at me, more powerful than the last one. Sorry. Kohaku, try to think of something that would surprise her. Something only you could do. I'll take care of finding an opening to stab her. And in the meantime, you can shove your sarcasm up your... Uh-oh. Jessica pauses as she notices the dead silence in the room. I slowly turn to the board while knowing full well the vision that awaits me. Evelyn, her usually falsely warm smile on her face. All eyes on us. Well, I think it's high time we got back to some questions. Shit. The pretty girl in the back. Jessica, right? I feel Jessica flinch slightly. We still have no plan. Evelyn slowly walks up the stairs in her direction with the regal steps and a toothy grin on her lips. She knows she's going to kill again and she's looking forward to it. A cruel smile, sadistic. Reaching her level just behind me, she leans slightly forward towards Jessica. Students in the back always tend to chat during class. Jessica remains petrified. Her brain is probably racing with an alternate plan. Any plan at all, even. Shit, Jessica's gonna die. I have to try something. But what? Scream? Hit her in the face? Throw my laptop at her? Anything to surprise her. Something only I can do. Only me and Evelyn. I jump to my feet. Evelyn! Evelyn turns to me, a slightly surprised look on her face. Kohaku, you have to wait till your turn. I'm already questioning. Without hesitation, I wrap both arms around Evelyn and I pull her close to me. I'm completely crazy. What was I thinking? Kohaku, what are you... Against all the odds, the mortal blow I was expecting never comes. Evelyn remains, as if paralyzed by my gesture. Evelyn, I'm sorry. Evelyn weakly tightens both of her arms against me. What the hell is this? She's supposed to kill me, right? Was I right? Was Evelyn the 5th person in, like, our little friend... 6th person in our friend group? And that it did really shitty things to her? And this is my hell? And now she's punishing all my friends to punish me? She's exposing all of their dirty secrets to me? To try and put herself on some sort of pedestal? Am I right? So why am I seeing so much sadness in her eyes? This unimaginable behaviour makes absolutely no sense. Unless... Jessica appears right behind Evelyn, dagger brandished in the air. Jessica, wait! She doesn't wait. The dagger comes down on Evelyn's neck several times, spraying a steam of dark blood all around her. Evelyn keeps her gaze on me, a sad look on her bloody face. As if she felt no pain, only sadness in reaction to my gesture. As if holding her close to me was just more meaningful than having a sharp dagger go into her jugular. Kohaku. With a last breath, Evelyn speaks my name before collapsing to the floor. No spell, no horrified screams, just my name. Evelyn. I stare with dazed eyes at Evelyn's inert body as she completely bleeds to death. Was she trying to tell me something? Jessica brings me back to my reality with force. Kohaku, hurry up, we have to destroy the medallion. Around us, the other students start to get agitated. She's dead! You killed her, it's a miracle! It's over? Is it really over? Try to open the door. Are you crazy? Do you want to burn to death? She's dead, we're safe now. You bet, go ahead then, I'm not taking the risk. Move over and open the door. The voices of the survivors gradually rise in intensity as they move towards the door. Other than Jessica and I, there is no one left on this side of the room. No one else seems to care about Evelyn. Jessica grabs the medallion, which still glows with an utmost palatable bluish energy, exactly like last time. I can't get it off her neck. What? Let me try. No matter how hard I pull, the medallion refuses to go over Evelyn's bloody neck. That'll mean this medallion really has magical power. Never mind that, we'll hold it in place over her chest and destroy it. I feel like I'm totally clueless. A torrent of conflicting emotions is stirring inside me. Kohaku, wake up! Try to hold it in place, I'm going to stab it with the dagger. Okay. With trembling hands, I pull the chain so as to immobilize the medallion on Evelyn's body. On 3. 1, 2... Oh. She did it. Jessica brings the dagger down on the medallion with a deadly precision. The sound of shattering glass accompanies the impact, and a bluish glow disappears completely. My body freezes in anticipation of a surge of magical energy escaping the medallion and invading the entire room. But nothing comes. A triumphant clamour tells me that someone has finally volunteered to open the door, successfully. Get out! I want out! Let me through, please! Jessica sits on the floor, exhausted. Is it over? I nod, my eyes locked on Evelyn's blood-covered face. I don't see a bluish glow anymore. With tears in her eyes, Jessica runs a hand through her hair. We did it. Yeah, sure feel like it. I straighten up and extend my hand to Jessica to help her up. Come on, let's get out of here. There's no point staying any longer. Jessica grabs my hand and follows me. I look back one last time at Evelyn's lifeless body. There's not a trace of magic left this time. Nothing but dead flesh. Evelyn, Emma, Dan, the twins. I don't know if we can really say we won. We survived, sure, but as far as who won? I look around the completely and empty, silent room. The omnipresent corpses and blood mark the advent of the reign of death. The only winner. I suppress another bout of nausea and clasp Jessica's hand in mine. Let's go. Jessica, her face still very pale, nods and follows me without a word. At the moment of crossing the threshold of the door... Sorry, I've got the hiccups. A shiver of anguish seizes me. Here it is, that Evelyn's voice had resounded in my head at the end of the first loop. Are you satisfied with this conclusion? Kohaku, are you okay? I pause and take a step forward, my body contracting. Nothing. No voice out of nowhere. No residual magic. No evil laughter. Just the sweat oozing from my forehead and the dried blood on my right arm. And the smell of death flooding the entire room. This time, it's over for good. Without another glance, I drag Jessica outside. To freedom. The blue sky greets us with a disarming nonchalance, as if the outside world never acknowledged the horror we experienced. Most of the students have already left the school, probably returning to their loved ones to celebrate their survival. A few students in tears are sitting on the surrounding lawn, probably too shocked to go home right away. This nightmare will leave no one unscathed. I turn to Jessica, her face still very pale. What about now? Are we saved? I look up at the bright blue sky. Last time I heard Evelyn's voice after she died, and the sky suddenly changed colour and... I paused, watching for any sign that Evelyn might be back. Apart from the chirping of carefree birds, no particular sound reaches me. The sky remains blue, and the sun continues to warm my sweat-soaked clothes. I think it's really over. Although, I still don't understand why Evelyn... The last words hang in the air as I meet Jessica's eyes again. A few tears gently trickle down her wet cheeks. Jessica, it's over. Jessica nods, her big eyes locked on me. I don't think it is. Oh. Okay. I mean, sure, we broke up with Emma, she died, but... Why we kissing, though? I open my eyes and see that tears are still rolling down her eyes. I don't know if we really feel love for each other. Right? This is why I'm confused. We are simply overcome by a wave of irreprehensible happiness, following the immense relief of having survived. Our will to live was stronger than Evelyn, stronger than death. There is no disrespect to any of the unfortunate people who have passed away. We are simply satisfying a primitive need for human warmth, for contact. In other words, we are using all our senses to confirm we're alive. Wow, okay. Well, if I ever feel dead inside, I'm certainly not going to go kissing anyone in my village. Ew. Disgusting. After a long embrace, I gently run my hand through Jessica's amber hair and pull away from her lips slightly. Jessica shakes her head. Thank you, Kohaku. I needed this. Terribly needed this. I smile softly at her. Yeah, so did I. I can't find the words to express the torrent of emotion that runs through me, and neither can Jessica, it seems. Our two foreheads glued together, we are crushed by a small nervous laugh punctuated by some tears. Joy and sadness move together, like two lovers that everything opposes. I kiss her again, and I raise my eyes to the sky. A slight shiver comes over me when I hear the whisper of the wind reaching my ears, but I don't hear any voice or cruel laughter. Nothing but the usual lament of the breeze that slightly softens the feeling of warmth from the sun. The sun slowly begins its daily decline, which will last until dusk. The clock is ticking again. The sloop has ended. I feel Jessica's hands gently caress my face. Kohaku, about all of the dead. Emma, Dan, everyone. I look down at Jessica and I hold her a little closer to me. Jessica, I have absolutely no idea how to grieve. To grieve for all the people who died, for nothing. I will probably be haunted by the memory of that nightmare for the rest of my life. It's a trauma that will probably never heal. But that doesn't mean it can't be appeased, through time, through feelings, through the power of life, and the power of friendship. Jessica nods silently, aware that she's also doomed to live, carrying the weight of this terrifying memory. So, over the next few days, I'd like for us to stay together if that's okay with you. To grieve, and to try and move on, together. Jessica offers me a shy smile. I'm also noticing she's wearing a necklace. Is she next? Is she the next Evelyn? I don't trust this necklace. Let's stay together, Kohaku. I raise my gaze towards the sky again. I don't know how long it'll take for me to grieve. I don't even know if I'll be able to really move on. But with Jessica, I'm less anxious about going entire nights without sleep. To have someone there for me during the inevitable night terrors that will afflict me. To be there myself to calm her own terrors. To simply be together. Thank you, Kohaku. Jessica, I will take care of you, I promise. Jessica pulls herself up on her toes and kisses me again. I fucking knew it! I welcome the touch of her strangely raspy lips, as if... No. No. Uh-oh. Oh dear. I fucking knew it. This was way too happy to ever be an ending. I immediately pushed Jessica's putrefied body away. No! Jessica looks at me anxiously. Kohaku, it's me. Jessica, it's over. We're safe. I point a trembling finger in her direction. Jessica, no, your body is... No! I pound my temples with both fists, as if to alter my perception of reality. Or rather, to leave this nightmare and finally return to reality. No. No, why? We had made it! Jessica moves closer to me and tries to gently take my arm. Kohaku, don't worry. It's over, I promise. I push Jessica away with a compulsive gesture as if her putrefaction is contagious. No, please. No. Jessica's inhumanely ravaged face bursts into tears. Kohaku, please. Evelyn is dead. You should avoid that kind of pretemporary statement. I turn my head to the melodious voice I know all too well. That playful, honeyed and all at once cruel voice. Evelyn stands a few feet away from us, perfectly unharmed. Her body, her clothes, her face, there is no indication that she was stabbed to death just a few minutes before. I stare at her medallion, untouched. You were dead! Dead? That's impossible! Bye, Jessica. Evelyn waves her left hand in a nonchalant gesture, as if swatting away an unwelcome fly. Jessica's body immediately freezes, then collapses in on itself, just like Dan, as if nature had just claimed its rights over the dead flesh for far too long. I stare distraughtly at Jessica's disjointed body as it lies on the ground. Jessica, she was... Evelyn stares at me in amazement. What exactly did you expect? Of course she's dead. Stifling a tremendous urge to vomit, I straighten up in Evelyn's direction. How? We destroyed your medallion. No more magic glow emanates from the medallion, whose surface lazily reflects the sunlight as Evelyn moves. Hi, Charlie, how you doing? This old trinket? Oh no, you didn't think it was the source of my power, did you? Evelyn gives me a particularly condescending look. I mean, Kohaku, it was just a little charm, nothing more. I just like the colour. No, please. No. I start to cry, frankly. I can't take it anymore, it's too much for me. Way too much for my fragile psychological condition. Evelyn approaches me and puts a hand on my arm, in a surprisingly gentle gesture. Kohaku, when you held me... Her face is showing the last expression I would expect from her. Was that just to divert my attention? Or did you also want to... Ah! Evelyn freezes as an inhuman scream comes out my chest. I fall to my knees and hit my temples with both fists. Stop! Stop! I can't take this hell anymore. Kohaku? Kill me! I want it to stop, now! Evelyn is now looking at me with a sad look, for some odd reason that I can't understand. For a reason I don't care about. I don't care anymore. I just want to stop. I just want it all to stop. I just want to join Dan and the others. I want to join them and fall asleep next to them. They didn't fall asleep, they died! Fool. Kohaku, look at me. This is where Evelyn gives us a heartfelt speech about the theory that I've been theorizing for this, like, entire 2-hour episode. We were dating Evelyn at some point, and we did wrong by her. And then she became a witch. And then she killed all of our classmates in front of us. To try and make us realize our error. To make us say, I'm sorry, nobody's perfect. Yes. I wrap both hands around my skull and I bury my face in my folded arms, my knees still on the ground. I want to die. I just want to die and join the others. Evelyn kneels beside me and gently places her hand on my shoulder. You really don't remember anything. I remember the dead, the suffering, the terror. That's more than enough for me. You won. You won everything. We're in hell and you won, so kill me now. Kohaku, do you... Kill me now, goddammit, just kill me! Evelyn flinches away, as if I'd bitten her. Nom! Her eyes become even sadder, and she addresses me in a tone of sorrow. Do you wish to remember? I raise feverish eyes to Evelyn. Remember? Remember what? The smell of the dead, your sadistic laughter, your face distorted by cruelty every time you slaughtered one of us? Remember what exactly? Remember what? Evelyn looks away. Answer me. Do you wish to remember? The blood drums in my skull. I can't concentrate on anything anymore. Remember, I don't understand. Do I want to know or do I want it to stop? I feel like I should make a note of this. Do I want to know? Do I want it to stop? Do I want to know? Do I want it to stop? I feel like we've gotten the bad ending either way. No, I need answers. Evelyn, her behaviour is totally different. Since I took her in my arms, she's not the same at all. As if there was a reason for this whole nightmare. Come on, reveal my theory to be correct. Come on. I want to know. I want to understand. Why? Why did you do all this, Evelyn? Evelyn stares at me silently, tears in her eyes. Tell me why. My voice breaks into sobs. Please, just tell me why. Evelyn sighs heavily, then closes her eyes, placing a hand on my skull. Okay. A misty white veil invades my field of vision. I can no longer see anything but Evelyn. I can no longer feel anything but the warmth of her palm. I see all my other senses are completely numb. Fatigue, anger, pain. I feel as if I'm wrapped in a thick white coat that brings me warmth and comfort. Evelyn's lips move gently, but I can't hear anything. Slowly, my eyelids close. I feel incredibly tired. With my eyes closed, my minds begin to wander as I gradually lose consciousness. I think that... Well, shit, that's a fucking place to leave it. Bum 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 bum. Ow! Oh god, I've been sat here for far too long. Ow! 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 Oh god, my whole like lower back and bum has gone completely numb. Ouch! I have really poor circulation. But yes, I do stand by my theory that we were all a big like friendship group with like Wes and Dan, and that we kind of we did bad. All of us have done something bad to... this is clearly Evelyn in a human form. We've all done something bad to Evelyn. And we cast her out for not being perfect. Which is why she's revealing all of our imperfections. Like, the shitty things that Zoe's done to Chloe, the shitty things that Chloe did to Zoe. Emma's infidelity. Jessica hasn't told us what shitty things she did yet. Dan sleeps with people who are in relationships. Wes is just a coward. I don't know what it is that Jessica's done so wrong, but I suppose we'll find out. But maybe we all drove her to like harm herself or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. If I turn out to be right, though, I swear to God. But yes, I believe this is where I'm going to leave it for today. Da 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 da. La 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 la. Da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. We are going to go and raid Smurfy today. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, come back tomorrow. We're going to play more of this. Fuck the schedule. Who needs a schedule? I don't need schedules. I need answers. And tomorrow we shall have. So yes. Come back tomorrow and that's what we will do together. I will be a witch and we are gonna simp witch lady because she's cool. So yes, until tomorrow. Bye 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 bye.